Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my video. And this is really, well, what do you call it, step 2 or step 3. This is a customization. I'm going to plate a few more parts on this gun that I forgot to do the first time. I know I have a video doing the bolt, some other springs, and some other parts. So let's go ahead and get started and show you that the gun is empty. Nothing in it. Okay, it's empty. And we're going to take it apart. Okay, what we're going to do here is for a few parts, this assemble's pretty easy, that I neglected to plate. Okay, and I'm going to take this, taking this part out here, and I'm going to get this piece plated right here. Okay, and this piece, and this little part right here. So let's go ahead and take them out now and show you how I'll do this. Okay, taking away the desert, taking apart Desert Eagle. Not very hard taking the trigger, this trigger portion out. It's pretty easy. In there you have a little spring, and you could probably see it from here. A little spring there, see it? It holds down on the center of it. You're going to want to pull that out. So it's fairly easy if you have something just to lift up on it, and then you'll just push on this pin. You can lift up ever so slightly. Okay, kind of gotta lift up, get out of the way, and then push that pin in a little. However, it's something that's non-marring, preferably. Let's see what we got here. Piece of plastic. Something. I'm going to use something that's not going to mar the surface. I'd take a piece of paper and lay it like right on there. A little tip. Tip in there. To make sure it didn't fall back down, but it fell back down. That spring has to be lifted up. And you can see that little spring in there. I'll try to get that. Show you that. That little spring has to be lifted up and bent all like over to the side. And then you could take this and just push that in. You could just push this in ever so. Kind of do it like from here. Okay, you lift it up. You'll have to also lift up your slide release. See how that is? And just push ever so lightly. The slide release will start coming out. There is a spring in there. See that little spring? And you'll have to pop that spring off. You don't want to actually scratch your gun. So you're going to have to put something underneath there, like a piece of paper or plastic or something. Let me kind of show you how to do this. Find what kind of piece of plastic we can. What you can do, and I'm going to get a close-up here for you. Move all this shit out of the way. You can take that, and you can put something like this underneath there. See how I did that? And when that lifts out, it should not scratch anything. And like I say, once again in there, you see how the pin is moved over? See the pin is moved over? Okay, it's moved over out of the way. So, because you don't want, bottom line is, you don't want to scratch something. Just slowly wiggle that out. Okay. And now you're going to have to lift up on that spring and get it out. So you're going to have to lift up ever so lightly, because you do not want that to gouge it at all. To get in there, just lift it up ever so lightly, and there, I got it out. Okay, it did shoot out somewhere up that wall, so I'm gonna go ahead and find it, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, this is that little spring I was talking about. It's the only size that's pretty small, guys, and it just rusts right in there, but it shot out. Now you can see, I have to make sure that that's up, because sometimes when you do that, that little spring will pop back up. So just lift it up a little. Lift it up again. And you should just be able to pull your slide release right out. Okay, so it came right out. And there's your slide release. You've got that out. And in there, you now can take your trigger out. But what you're going to want to do, okay, hold on here. Okay. be able to. Now you got to take out this assembly here. Okay, there's two screws, so you'll have to take your grips off. Let me show you this one. I'm going to lay this down. Let me get my screwdriver. I have one here somewhere. Take that out. Back up a little. Okay. Just loosen a little. Give it a little tap with your hand. The screw will fall out. Take that off. And then we'll take this end off. Give it a little tap. That'll come off. Okay, basically have it off. This is basically your whole gun. There's not much to it. You have two pins in here. You're going to need to pop those out. Okay. Pretty straightforward. It comes right out. It's all one mechanism. You can lay something underneath it like that if you want. And get a punch with a little piece of paper. Just kind of tap it out, just so you don't scratch. There you go. This way you won't scratch anything. You'll see the pen will start coming out. Okay. Take out your other pen. Make sure you have a small enough punch. And this is pretty small, this punch here. Even if you have a tool or something, you can use that. Really anything, even a pen. Something that's small enough to hit on the tip of that. There you go. See how I knocked that pen out like that? There's your pen, it's already coming out. You can hold it down like this. Pull this pen out. Bottom one, pull that out. This whole mechanism comes right out. Okay. Now right now, it's pretty much empty. There's nothing in there. Okay, you have an empty frame. You can lay the frame aside. The parts that we're going to be looking for is right here. As you can see, there is a pin in here that holds this in. And what I did is, you can see I hit both sides of that to make it hold in here. You'll have to knock this out. You either have to drill this out or cut this off. The pin is usually not that hard to break off, but you could see I did, when I put this in, I flared it. This part here, we're not going to actually plate any of these parts. However, we could, but we're not going to plate this part here because it'll just wear. So let me go ahead and show you this here. Getting that off, it's not too difficult, but normally you could pound that out. Let's try that. Get that pen out. Any kind of sharp punch or something, you should be able to knock that out. It might be a little bit of work, but just want to punch that out. So I flattened that pretty good so it would hold in there. So you'll have to, you could drill it out, cut it off, and there's a few ways to get it out. You might butcher that pen getting it out, so you might have to buy another pen, but let's go ahead and work on see if we can get this out now. Guys, let me show you what I did. I'll show you how I get that. See, it's kind of coming out. So now I kind of okay, so it's coming right out now. So I'm gonna be able to pull this pen right out. Okay. Okay, the pen is out. Okay, now that pen is out. You put that to the side. You can take out this part here. Separates out. We are going to plate this piece here. So just watch, like on your, look at the video. How that's why I'm doing a video, which is great. Take this out. All you do is bring this down. This part goes right on there. See how that goes on there? Okay. It's right in there. Just remember, putting it back in. Bing, it goes right back into there. It fits right in there. And it grips right on these grip in there. Okay, so just remember that goes in there. Okay, lay it to the side. Now this piece, I am going to go ahead and get plated. So this piece is coming out. Alright, I'm going to get this, actually, they're just going to color plate it. I mean, I'm sure it'll wear and stuff eventually, but I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Here's your trigger. Trigger's out. And no worse for wear. No scratches or anything on it. So the next part is this part that's going to get done too. So I'm sending this. Go ahead and taking this apart is pretty easy. It has these little snap rings on that, see? You just actually pop off the snap rings, this whole mechanism will come apart. Pop it off. You can use really anything to pop it off with. A punch, something you can get into there, it doesn't really matter. Just compress it, you know, there. Just gonna get a little pressure, that's all. You put your hand here, that little spring will come out like that. So that comes out, take it off, like that. If you're concerned, just document everything. Pretty straightforward, that's off. Okay, with the second string, same thing, compress. Any kind of straight edge, it doesn't really matter. Straight edge, pop off the pin, put your finger there, beep beep beep. Comes off. Okay, pretty much got it off. Now you have these two, which you can go and get plated. This, you know, I'm gonna have them plate. You know, I don't really know, but this our parts are gonna get plated. You know, have a little plastic bag. It helps to have a little plastic bag or a little box where you can put your parts in, or you know, take a piece of tape, tape them, or whatever you have to do. But basically, those are the parts. There's one other part we're going to take out because we're going to get that plated. These we do not get plated. However, we could to make them match. Maybe I will. Okay, so I can get this plated, this plated. This part's getting plated. Then I'm going to take out the bolt again. Okay, so now we're going to take out this part, and of course everybody remembers you got to take the firing pin out. So you take the 7-in-1 tool, press that down, push it back a little. Okay, you'll see it'll kind of go back, put your finger on there, and take it the rest of the way off. Your firing pin will come up. Take off that part, it pops up. There's your firing pin. Our plated firing pin. That's cool. Okay, then you're going to want to take off your bolt. You're going to compress it. You're going to grab your 7-in-1 tool and you're just going to pull that out. That'll come right out like that. There's this part. Okay, I'm going to take that out. Going to release your bolt and it'll slowly come off. Just remember how it comes off when you take it off. That's all. It's pretty straightforward, but if you look at that, you're going to see the extractor's pointing to this direction. You just pull it out, it comes out like this. Take all your parts, put them to the side, real neat. Okay. And you remember we installed this before. I haven't really used it. It's pretty greasy and there's no wear at all on this bolt. It looks perfect, which is good. Okay, so lay that there. This part here is fine. And gather your parts that you're going to send out to the plater, which are going to basically be all these parts here. I might send these ends if they can tumble them without, I'm going to ask if they can do that. And that's pretty much everything I'm sending them right there. I might get a few extra parts and throw them in the package, so I have some extra stuff, but this is pretty much the whole, this is pretty much everything you're looking at. It's kind of taken apart here quite a bit. But you want to keep all your parts. You don't want to lose them. That's the problem. If you lose your damn parts, you're gonna be paying the dues. But this is kind of, get back up so you can see a little bit better. Desert Eagle. So all those parts, and very important when you're taking them, you don't want to lose this damn little thing for your slide release. This is the hardest piece people have. Putting that part in. So we're taking off these parts here. Here's your trigger, see, pretty much. That's how it looks in here. I'll give you a little bit better view. I don't know if you've ever taken a Desert Eagle apart and seen inside of it. It's kind of how that part looks. I keep them oiled up and greased up because I don't want any rust. especially with titanium. It's pretty critical that you don't want any kind of rust or anything. You want a good coat. And I'll give you another shot at that, show you how that looks. It's pretty much straightforward. Here's your springs. Just, you want to get yourself, like I say, a plastic bag, put all your parts in. This is what I'm sending out. I am probably going to send another magazine out also. Since I do have an extra one, and I'm going to see what other parts that I have that I can send out. Because I just don't want to send just these few little parts out. But I think if I get these plated, then I'll pretty much be done with the gun. Like I say, when you remove the pin from this part here, it will go back in, and I should have no problem, right? But the thing is, it may be a little not perfect, so you may have to get an extra, and it's always good to have an extra one on that. So, but that pin is not going to get done, so I don't really care about that end of it. I might, if I have another pin here, I'm going to see if I have another pin. I will get the pin done too. I think I have an extra pin for that. I bought two, I think. And this will be done, and this will be probably smoothed on, and this probably will be done like a like this part was, not real shiny, and like the pen and stuff, because this is already pretty nice, and you want this to be smooth when it goes across like this. It will wear a little, I realize that, but I'm not really worried about that. Okay, because I may even get an extra one and just keep this for backup. But those are basically the parts I'm going to get done, and then we will be assembling it. I think a lot of it has to do that I wanted to show you guys how you can actually, take this apart and do this work. So we will have another video of me putting all these parts back in, a little bit more in depth when we get the parts back. But like I say, we are going to probably plate these parts here. Thanks a lot, and thanks for tuning into the video. And this is my 50 Desert Eagle completely disassembled pretty much. And here's the frame for those of you that haven't really seen the frame. Look at this up here so you can look at it better. That's how the frame looks pretty much. Okay. But you are looking at pretty much pieces right now of the Desert Eagle. And we will, like I say, when I get that back, I don't know, probably in a few weeks I'll be getting this back. It should be all set, and then I guess I figure I'm going to keep the gun. I might as well make it as custom as I can, because it's probably going to be like a collectible gun. I'm going to put it away. I probably will not even fire it anymore. It's proven what it could do. It's been fired real good. It works real good. In the meantime, I may even get some other work done. I'm going to see what else I can get done for it. But I wanted to show you guys that. Thanks a lot for looking, and have a great day.